Hi everyone, welcome to Chapter 9 of the Drive Business Book Club, Targets versus Goals. It's with Karina, and I will not say your second name right, Cabell? Cabell?
Cable,
Hi,
correct.
Cable,
Yes,
correct,
cable,
okay.
yes.
So welcome to this evening. We have a chat box if you'd like to put stuff in there, and please feel free to come off mute and ask questions or talk about something, whatever you like. We'd like to have this as an open discussion for everybody to join in. So welcome, Karina. You can get started.
Okay. Yeah. Hi, my name is, as she said, Karina. I'm a JCF, actually a JACF, and I'm from Germany, so please bear with me if I'm having trouble expressing myself or understanding you, which is a funny thought because I'm a translator actually, but yeah, this is what's been haunting me all day. So yeah, whenever anything is unclear, please tell me. And yeah, today's topic is goals versus targets. And this is a topic I really love because I started out working as a translator and an interpreter, also in different areas, in law firms and also in arms control. And then I became a massage therapist. I became a fitness trainer. And I added on all kinds of different qualifications, and I did all kinds of different jobs. And people would tell me, "So, I mean, you're so unstable. What is your goal in life anyway? Can you not make up your mind?" And I found this always a bit weird, and I used to make myself wrong until I actually sat down to write down. To get clear on what I want to do. Also, when I started writing a profile for my Access Consciousness profile, I realized there was like is it a red herring? Like a thing that goes through all of what I did, like a thread that is common to everything I did. So the energy behind it. And I realized it's actually what I loved about all the things I did, even cutting people's hair in my free time, is when people would leave me and feel better, would have like bright, shiny eyes and flush cheeks, whatever, and be more confident. Me, I also used to work as a language teacher, so I did many different things. So this was for me the thing that was really the most important. The thing that I actually wanted to achieve. So it didn't matter. So in which way I did it, by which means I achieved this. And so this is basically the difference between the goals and the targets. So like a goal is if you set your mind to becoming whatever, an engineer, and then you have to be an engineer, and that's it. And you cannot decide otherwise. But if you are clear about the energy behind it, about what is success to you, then you can adjust the targets. You can do it any which way you like. So I'd like to start by reading out a short passage. So what is success to you? When you reflect on what success means to you, you may start to think about what your goals are. Because before you do that, I invite you, but of course this is Simone speaking, I invite you to consider the difference between a goal and a target. A target is forever moving. It is something you can continue to aim at even as things change. A goal, on the other hand, is something you set in place. A goal is more rigid or solid. It involves expectations, which pretty much always lead to disappointment and judgment. And it's finite, whereas a target is infinite. The energy of aiming at a target is different from going after a goal. It's lighter. A goal is more like a goal, like in jail. If you don't reach that goal, you'll judge yourself. And if you do reach it, you could see it as a kind of final finish line. What do you do then? Either way, you lock yourself up. So, what is your target in life?
I start. Hello.
Yeah, cool.
First, I'm German speaking, like you, Corinna,
Yeah.
and with the English expression of goals and goal setting and target, German have only one word for goals.
Yeah.
And
Yes.
not 7 expression. And if I'm reading in
You're breaking up? Or is it only me?
I am often stolpern.
Worüber stolperst du?
About this expression, because in German we have only one word for goals. We don't have the expression targets and purposes also. So we have only one word, goal.
Yeah, that's true.
And now I read this chapter, and I have only the German book. So goals and goal setting, it's similar and a little bit the same. So can you maybe give me as a German more background information how I can distinguishing them?
Yes. Yeah. Okay, so a goal is really like a set thing. So that is this one thing you have to attain. It's like a festes Ziel in German, like a that's it. And a target is something that's moving, like when you shoot at something. This is also a target. And a target, like a duck that flies, whatever. It might be moving. And it can be, it's forever changeable. It doesn't have to be solid. It can change the form. It can be really obtain different forms, different, how can I put it? It can be, what is important is the energy behind it. It can appear in different ways. So if you're, if what you want to achieve in life, what do you want to achieve with your business?
For me, I want to change the life of all the people who's coming around. No, I want to be rich. To be honest, I want to be rich with my business and in my life. And I want my Learjet and I want to life. So.
Okay, cool.
I want to have fun and all what's included, and I can add 1,000 millions things on it.
Okay, great. So you want to have fun changing people's lives and earning or getting a lot of money, right?
Right.
So, and this is really what you want to do in life, in your business, and then you can see how you can, so you have different ways of having that. So anything that matches that energy might give you this. You might bake cookies, you might whatever, give people massages, you might facilitate them. There are so many ways of doing that. So this would be a target that is forever moving. So it can be any form. You can do it in different, whatever. And so as for your targets, do you get that the targets you have now, you're pursuing now, match that energy?
Sometimes.
Sometimes, yeah. Okay,
Excuse me, I'm a little bit new to Access. In October, I had my first experience with the Being You class in Cologne.
Okay.
And since then, I understood more of all what's behind the energy and so on. And I found out that all my goals
Mm-hmm.
from before event
Yeah.
are gone.
Cool. Oh, cool. Yeah.
I have so much space now that I have to create new goals and targets because
Mm-hmm.
all the stuff what I had 40 years before, and
Yeah.
it's gone. It's gone. What can I do? Also my wishes for my business, I can stop now because there is no energy on it,
Yeah.
because it's old and I'm not function anymore from the old path. And this is my experience and my awareness now. And I'm sitting here and say, okay, what else is possible? Okay, I'm a mom. I have 2 kids.
Mm-hmm.
And more, I like this role.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. On the one side. On the other side, I want to contribute to the world. I want to help people change their life because it's so fucking easy if you do it.
Yeah. Okay. So what if it was a good thing that now the old goals are gone, which might have been influenced also by other people's expectations and points of view a lot? So now you have a lot of space. And what if that space was actually you? And what if from that space you started asking questions? So what would be really fun for me? What do I really love doing? Without even considering the money at first, because you cannot tell what might bring you money. You cannot figure it out anyway. So what if you just sat down and made a list? Okay, so what's really fun for me? What do I love doing? And it can be anything, like whatever, collecting stamps. Well, I've never done that. It's an interesting example. Or cleaning the house, or getting things straight, organizing, helping other people realize what they really want to do in life. Whatever it is, it is that really is fun for you, that you would love to do all day long, even if you wouldn't get paid for it.
The point in my life is that I do it.
You're doing it already. Okay.
Yeah, already. I am and this is sometimes my problems because I don't have a business and I don't earn money in this case. Yeah, because I'm so connected. I have not really a problem that my husband brings the money. Okay, so and that I can do whatever I want during the day. Of course, I'm carrying the children and I do my stuff, but it's okay. It's not, oh, I have to do it.
Okay.
I do what I want. Sometimes I do the clothes. Sometimes I do the dog. I can choose every day what's
okay.
But
yes.
And there's the but, because no one pays me the money I like to have for this work.
Yes. And this is where I want to continue. Well, do the list of what's fun for you, and then go through the list and ask questions by using the heavy light tool. So could this bring me money? Could this bring me money? Like for everything you have written down, and just go through it and ask, so can this bring me money? Can this bring me money? For instance, if you like walking dogs, what if you, I mean, this is an example that, for instance, Susie Gotzi used to do that. She used to go out with 12 dogs at a time and make money on it. Or another lady, this is also an example that Simone quotes a lot. Another lady who she was a beautician and she had some health problems. So she couldn't work as a beautician anymore. So they sat down together and she wrote this list of things she loves doing. And one of those things was driving, just driving. And then you could say, how can you earn money driving? And then it just turned out that Simone asked her to drive her from the airport for a long distance back and forth, and then other people came on, and so she started making money driving. So it is really getting clear on, which of those things might bring you money, and then also, of course, continue to ask questions. So what would it take for me to make money with this? So who can I talk to? Who might know more, and where can I get more information on this? And then also be open, and maybe you will see ads or in the newspaper or whatever, or people will come to you. So the clearer you get, the easier it will be for those things and people to find you, who will also want to pay you money for that.
Yeah, I'm more and more aware of the change. It's especially in my life, because the normal functionality of making money is getting a job.
Yeah, exactly.
9 to 5 job, have a good job, have a secure job, and so on. And it's never had to do, if you want to have fun, get a hobby, but not a job.
Yeah. Okay. Is that your reality?
No, not now. It was never my reality.
Yeah.
And brought me in such a trouble, because I was the black sheep, the crazy one.
Yeah.
I quit a job, a very good paid job, in the office in the summertime, because I wanted to spend. Oh God, my English.
That's right. It's great.
Okay.
So cool.
I love to spend my the summertime on the beach, on the pool, and not in an office with air conditioning. So I quit my office job and went to a job in a bar. So I could spend the whole day out in the nature outside.
Yeah.
And up to 6 o'clock, I was in the bars and had fun as barkeeper and had parties and so on. That was my lifestyle. And everyone told me, you are crazy. And I said, yes, but this is what I want. And then in the wintertime, I changed it. So I went back to the office. And so on.
Okay. So you already have an idea of how this can work, right? So you have done it already. So what if you now asked for more money to show up, and really opened up yourself also to the possibility that you have a job that is so much fun, you love doing it. So if maybe even if you didn't call it a job anymore.
The fun part is so great. It's so big that's I cannot put this fun into my life, because I have to be so in order in functionality, you know.
Do you? Do you have to be in order in functionality?
Still I am, I'm pot and pogging, and I'm creating new reality, but it's to have fun. It's because of my experience that I had fun with the work I did, but I had not the social standard like a waitress. I
get that.
I had sometimes more money than a junior manager, but I had not the social standard, and I'm still fighting with these judgments.
Okay, so why why would you fight with those judgments? So whose reality are you in when you try to deflect those judgments?
I would say my mom's.
Okay.
Maybe also my dad's, but I'm not sure for this.
Okay, cool. So so you don't want, so you don't want to be judged by them, by their standards. And on the other hand, you don't want to live by their standards, right? And you have never done so. You haven't, well, maybe you have tried sometime to live by their standards. So what if you could just see their projections, expectations, judgments, and all of the rest just as an interesting point of view? So all the projections, expectations, judgments, rejections, and which one is missing?
Separations.
Separations, thank you. That have been projected upon any one of us until this very moment, because we are fun hungry. We love fun too much. We don't want to be ordered and like everybody else. Can we now please destroy and uncreate all that? Thank you. Good and bad, right and wrong, clock and pot on 9 shots, boys and beyonds. So how's your body?
Shaking.
Shaking, okay. Okay. So is your body excited?
Bist du aufgeregt? Yeah. Yes,
Okay.
yes.
Okay, would you be willing to just expand this excitement where the molecules clang together, like just expand it, make it even more. Just expand out and allow for those molecules to kick off other molecules, to have this excitement spread out instead of trying to contain it.
Okay.
Okay. So what if it was, if this was one of your main qualities, that you just, what did the bundle of joy?
Fuck yeah.
Okay.
Fuck word, but
So how much more fun can you have just being the bundle of joy in whatever you do? And just being so out of control, out of definition, out of form, structure, significance, out of concentricities and linearities in all eternity. And being so non-German that everybody will look at you maybe like, oh, what's up? What drugs is she on? But how much fun can you have being that, doing that in whatever you do? And how much can that contribute to your life if you don't put your barriers up and try to pretend you're like, I'm ordered. But if you really be like that all the time, and this is also, it's not linear how money comes to you, but it's also the energy you are that will make people want to come to you and make you attractive, and maybe also want them to give you money. For instance, there's a friend of mine who has been doing a lot of access, and she has actually taken on a regular job now, and she has managed within, I think, she hasn't even passed her, probation period. She's only in her 3rd month, but she's already, at first she was supposed to do just like work around the office, general stuff. And now she's already sitting with the boss in one office. And she has this way of, just being the access tools and being not so serious and making jokes and making situations so much easier. So he really loves her around. And he's surprised, like, where did that come from now? But it's such a big contribution. And it's, I think even money-wise, it might also show soon when she gets promoted. I'm not wanting to come to conclusions here. But it's just because she's just being herself, she is moving within the company in a way other people might not. And what if you allowed yourself to have the same, without regard to social status, but also what if you didn't have to be in opposition to social status? What if it really didn't matter? What if you could really do what's fun for you? Even if it brought you a lot of social status and money.
Corinna, that's triggered. Erica speaking.
Yes.
Hi.
Hi.
Yes. I can see in my last week that so many possibilities came up. At least I asked like 2 months or 4 months ago.
Yeah.
And now it suddenly happened and shows up, and it comes so close that I'm just like, oh, can I really do that? Can I really do that? Can I really do that? And oops,
yeah.
Is it for now, or is it my reality, or did I?
Yeah.
Was it something that was vital? Well, 4 months ago, but not yet. And I'm a little bit confused about that.
Okay. Yeah. So what if you just ask the question? So truth, is this a possibility?
Yeah.
Or is it an opportunity? And so I'm also going to say it in German quickly. Ist das eine Möglichkeit oder ist es eine Gelegenheit? Because like an opportunity will look like this bright shiny thing, which is really cool and matches all the criteria you have put out when you made the demand, but it might actually distract you from what you really want to do. It's like, oh yeah, it has this. But then if you really go into the energy again and check in now, because okay, you might have asked 4 months ago, but what's true for you now? So and if you check all those options that you have now, so is this okay? Or you can simply ask, if I do this, what will my life be in 5 years? And if it opens up, if it gets lighter, if it's like, whew, yeah, you might go for it. And if it shuts down or you feel a contraction, then this is something that will not open up your future as much as you might wish for.
Yeah, right. I see that it's more like a distraction.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
And what if you were just grateful and for what has shown up? Like, oh, cool, that's cool, I like it. So, and what if I had that and whatever, the energy I really like it to be.
Yeah, what's possible beyond that? Because it's just like, wow, I'm so freaked out, wow, I can do that, it's really happening. And just saying this question, what's possible beyond that? And it was so funny because I just give a little example, because I got a little Gehaltserhöhung.
A raise, yes.
Yeah, really small. And I said, wow, really cool. And then I remembered something like Dane talked about. And I kept like asking, oh, what's possible beyond this? And then 1 week after that, I got into my office, and my boss, she told me, yeah, this thing about the salary, it's just, we looked for the taxes, and I told you something, it's more than the double amount,
Wow. How cool is that?
Yeah, and now what's possible beyond this? Please?
Exactly. Yeah. And what would you like to add to your life too? So maybe you want to add something beyond that job you have. So what would be really fun for you? And that feels like a lot of fun, that race, right?
Yeah, actually, I can feel the energy, because like I had this whole office day today. I was like very much more confident, and
okay, cool.
Yeah, and that is actually what I feel like, that is a goal for me, like being confident with my business.
Okay, so yeah. And again, it's a bit, of course, especially for the German speakers, it's like, it's really one word. So we don't really feel the difference that much. So what if you really had this target? So again, to come back to this target, to this moving target. So what is success for everybody here? So what is success to you? When do you get that you are successful in what you do? There's something in the chat. Ease, cool. What else?
Smiling every day and more and more and more.
Okay.
Just having fun.
Okay. Okay. So if you really go into the energy of how do you want to wake up in the morning so that your prospects happiness, right? Okay, happiness, ease, fun, right? So is it happiness, ease, and fun for you or also for other people?
If I'm funny and I'm smiling in the morning, so I spread it out with my energy. So it's also contribution.
Yeah.
Smiling on the streets.
Absolutely. Yes.
Yeah. You know, so he can smile back if you.
Okay. Cool. So yeah, everything that doesn't allow us to have that ease, happiness, fun, smiling throughout our lives, throughout our businesses, throughout our days. Can we just try and create that, please? Good and bad, right and wrong, puck and pot, and nine shorts, boys and beyonds. And what would it take for all of that to permeate whatever we do, whatever we bring out into the world, and in all our interactions with everybody? Cool. Just a sec. So I just want to also read out some clearings, if that's okay with you. Unless, of course, anytime you have any questions, please speak up or write in the chat. Okay, so how many future possibilities have you shut down? Would you be willing to uncreate and destroy everything that is times a godzillion? Right and wrong, good and bad, pot and pock, all nine shorts, boys and beyonds. What is your target? What is it that you'd like to create, generate, and institute? So create is like the idea, the inception of what you want to do. Generate is if you get it into motion. And institute if you already find like structures or systems that support it. Yes, Mary?
What's the difference between target and an ask?
Sorry, can you say that again, please? I cannot hear you. Can you write it maybe?
I heard it. She said, what's the difference between a target and an ask? Mary, you were just breaking up slightly.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So I'd say a target is like a bigger thing. It's really, really what you... An ask is like an ask can be for several things. An ask for that. And a target is like the bigger picture, like of what you want to create in life, what you want to create in the world, what you want to see in the world. This is how I get. Maybe, I don't know, Peggy or Melanie, what you have a...
Yeah, there's a great story in the book. It's a story I love. It's Christopher Hughes talking to Simone, and Simone asks him, what does he want to create? And he said, I want to create a winery. Like, I have no real target. I just want to create a winery. And do you remember that story? She kind of breaks it down, and he breaks it down into all these elements. And what's actually like, let's see what he says. I think it's kind of like the energy of elegance and decadence and intimacy.
Yeah.
But Christopher never actually ended up with a winery. He's actually an antique dealer, and he's like, he brings those elements to it. And it's really funny that when he spoke to Simone, that was his target, those energies, but he ended up creating something completely different, which is a great example of being able to move and change. And like for me personally, when I include an ask in my target, I think the same as you. Like, my target would be like, it is like peace and ease and happiness. And then my asks are for like things along on the journey. Like it could be for money or it could be for happiness, but the target for me, I don't want to call it an end goal, but it's kind of where I'm heading. And to be honest, when I've looked at life, everywhere I thought where I was going, I've never ended. I'm not sure if that makes sense with an ask, but I'm always asking along the way. Does that make sense? Yeah. But I love that story about Christopher because it's such a good example.
Thank you.
Yeah, that's brilliant. Yeah, thank you. Cool. So, yeah. So, what is your target? And everywhere you've been unwilling to perceive, know, be, and receive everything that matches your target, which would be like making this list and seeing, da, 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 da. Okay, so does that match my target? And can this bring me money? Would you uncreate and destroy that times a gazillion? Right and wrong, good and bad, pot and pock, all nine shorts, boys and beyonds. So, yeah, what are the infinite possibilities for that to show up? For things that inspire us by being the energy we actually be, and vice versa, we inspire others by just being that. So it's more like, yeah, taking out all the barriers or separations in between that. It's really like going out there, spreading out there, and being that. So, and then you can take any position there. It can be, it's any point, like with points of view, you can take a few points of view, you can take many points of view, you can take all points of view or not. If you're an infinite being, you have infinite choice. So, okay.
This is Patty from
Yes.
the U.S.
Yeah.
I've been listening and thinking about what you've been saying about the targets versus the goals, and thinking about how that applies to my situation right now.
Right.
And what I was thinking about is that I feel like I am here to help others become more of the truth of who they are.
Mm-hmm.
And I've always seen that as my purpose for being here.
Yeah.
And it has showed up in a lot of different ways through the years since I first came in touch with that.
Yeah.
Like I was a school teacher, and then I started developing programs for gifted children to help them become more in touch with who they are. And eventually it evolved to me becoming an energy healer.
Yeah.
And now I awaken the way showers and the embodied angels to help them step into their roles as they go forward to create. So I'm thinking, at first I was thinking that my target was to help others become more of who they are, so I'm a little confused about target versus purpose. Now I'm thinking maybe my targets were those different ways through the years, being a teacher, being a healer, helping awaken the angels, that those are more maybe the targets, because what they all have in common is this thread of helping people really bring in their divine self, their truth, their higher self.
Yeah.
So I don't know.
Yeah.
Maybe it doesn't matter what I call it, whether it's my purpose or my target, or I guess.
But then
I start getting into the left brain trying to figure it all out, instead of just going with it.
And what if it wasn't about definition? What if it was about clarity? It's really like, and then about the purpose. So what does purpose, how does it feel to you, purpose? Is it light? Is it a bit, what is it like for you?
The things that I do that are engaged in what I call the purpose I love working with all those people and all those different groups.
Yes.
Doing those things along the way. It
Yeah.
brings me lightness when I'm involved in that. I
Yeah.
guess when I think of the word purpose, maybe that feels a little bit more structured and a little heavy and a little bit solid. But when I actually am engaged in helping others really open up to their truth, I am in so much joy.
Yeah. So, and what if, and this is just as a side note, if you like, what if you could really make it about the joy of it, and it didn't have to be about the purpose? Because purpose sounds like you have been given an assignment. You have to do this, you came through this earth to blah, blah, blah.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah. And what if you
Yeah,
could
that's a good point. Thank you.
Thank you.
It really is about the joy. And if I can stay aware of that and open to that and receiving of the joy.
Yeah. In
then
whichever
it doesn't.
It comes, in whichever, maybe you, there maybe there's even more to add. Maybe you can discover even more that would really, really bring you joy.
Yes.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you.
And Gary says to Karina, what if the purpose of life is to have fun?
Exactly. This is what I was thinking about and paraphrasing it exactly. Yeah.
Yeah. And it's a really attractive quality in people, because when people are just being themselves and being joyful and kind of getting on with life, like that kind of quality turns heads. Do you know what I mean? They're like kind of going, God, what's she doing that makes her so happy?
Yeah.
And people are intrigued by that. By people actually, like, it's that simple, just having fun.
Right. Yeah. Wow. And it's so interesting to see that there are even, I mean, it's in a few places or only in one country where they even now have like happiness ministers or something like that. It's so amazing. I think it's the world is turning more towards this, or turning to look more for that quality that, So, and what contribution can we be in anything and everything we do? Be it by our work, by our very being, and then just bring that joy to the world that we naturally be, and have learned to cover up diligently.
I've noticed recently, I went away for the weekend to this beautiful hotel, and it was in a really beautiful location, and it was just like magical. And this man came up to our table and he was serving us, and my boyfriend would always go, how was your day? And he goes, oh, it's very long. And he'd go away, and I was like kind of going, we're here not to worry about things like, why our staff is saying it's a bad, not bad, but like, oh, I'm so tired, or it's been such a long day. And I was saying, like, there's nothing like getting it was really cold there. So there's nothing like getting a lovely cup of tea, or somebody being pleasant, or taking your bags. And it's really that simple, that when it's a joy, like even in the little things, it creates a lot in people's lives. Because I was frozen that day, really cold. And somebody brought me a cup of tea, and I was like kind of going, this is like the best cup of tea ever. And it was like, nobody put like major thought in the kitchen about bringing out my tea, but they just brought it out. It tasted good. He was this other person was really nice, and that actually created a lot in my world. And I'm sure he never gave it a lot of thought when he went away that I changed her day, but he did. It was like, and that's a large part of what we bring to a lot of our jobs. Even I'm sure we even have an effect from our customer, but like, it's incredible when you have that joy in the little things, how it actually really makes, creates a lot for other people.
Yeah. Wow. Thank you. Wow. It's very yummy.
I have a question, if I may.
Yeah, sure. Who's speaking?
Regarding now to.
Okay, you.
Here's Elena speaking.
Yeah.
Regarding to goals and targets, because I read again the chapter, and there's the example with the mit dem Bauern. Wie heißt das auf Englisch?
Farmer.
Farmer.
With
the farmer.
Yeah.
So I was thinking, okay, I'm writing a book in the moment. So, and if I take this example for my book, my goal would be to sell, for example, 10,000 items.
Mm-hmm.
So via Amazon Kindle, because it's going to be a Kindle book.
Mm-hmm.
And then this is a solid goal
Exactly.
in the of how Simone does it.
Yes. Yeah.
Something it's written creates 10,000 sales. So, and the target now is what? This case?
Okay, so so what do you want to achieve by selling a set number of books?
The money.
Yeah, okay, cool. Yeah. Yeah, fair enough. So what questions can you ask to actually earn that money or get that money without having to put all your stakes on that book and selling it via Amazon? So what other ways are there of inviting that money to come in more easily?
For example, I could look for a publisher.
Okay, cool. Yes. And for instance, a friend of mine, she's well, there's so many ways. She has this thing like an affiliate program where she has people who recommend her or her webpage. They get a percentage, and like people like connectors, so-called connectors, who would spread the word about your book, so more people will buy it, and maybe you will pay a small percentage to people who spread the word. And what other ways are there to get that money?
Yeah.
And it's not about getting the answer right away. It's really about asking the question. So what would it take for me to, make that money by selling that book, and maybe also in other ways?
Oh, fuck, there's a lot of jails are coming and they want to lock me. I'm not allowed to ask for...
okay.
I have one Amazon book online, and it's I'm not satisfied with the sale. It's not the allowance, or somebody say, no, Elena, everyone else, but not you. Yeah, and this comes up now.
Yes.
I want to set the goal. It's easy to set this goal, and it's possible. That's not a number what's impossible.
Okay.
Maybe it's too small.
Yeah, okay, that's a good question. So what if you set a bigger goal? And so who's saying that? And who's saying this is not for you? Never. Again, whose reality are you in if you have these kinds of thoughts? Whose reality is that? Who are you being when you are in this mode?
A child.
Okay. Right. So how old are you being then?
7.
Okay. So, what happened at 7?
No answer.
Okay. So to make it, okay, did you fully, I want to put it this way, whatever. So did you fully accept your parents' reality at 7? Did you kind of put it on like a coat? Like, did you fully go into their reality?
I had to because I was a child, but I was still fighting against it.
Yeah, okay, cool. So what, okay, and so can you realize where you have gotten today? That you have not followed the path that was laid out for you by your parents, but that you have already done a lot of stuff that has made you the black sheep.
Yes.
Yeah. So as that adult, that grown up, what could you tell this 7-year-old that would make it easier for her to go through the years that are lying ahead?
Don't buy this shit.
Okay. So, and what was, okay. So what was what was right about going into that reality? What has it given you?
Security.
Okay. Security.
Survival.
Survival. Okay. So can you acknowledge yourself for, or that 7-year-old for picking that path, which at that time was something that allowed her to survive?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yes.
And can you also make her realize that she will never lose her joy? That she will never be broken or give up being herself? That she's here, kicking and alive. And there might come some times that are not so easy. And what if you gave up your resistance now? And just let it go and have your parents, which you chose yourself, be just people who have their world, their points of view. And you have a perspective and have always had a perspective that was much bigger, right?
Mm-hmm.
Cool. So can you acknowledge that you did survive without even losing any of you?
Uh-huh.
Cool. And what if you, from now on, with the tools you have and you are now using, you can have more ease just being you. And let other people be them and what they think. And have it just be an interesting point of view. Okay, so yeah, that's your point of view. That's your reality. Would you be willing to go beyond that, beyond their points of view, and just expand out?
Yes.
Okay, cool. So, and how about selling 100,000 books? What is it like for you now, if you think of it? Cool.
Fun.
Yeah.
Evil, it's evil.
Yeah. And how evil can you be? How much fun can you have being evil?
Yeah, for the whole universe.
Yeah. And what if also by you choosing something else and not going into resistance, you are the biggest invitation for others also to even change their points of view, if they so wish. Maybe they don't. But what if all you have done until now was really for you to now step up and say, okay, I'm having my life now. I'm having it. Not in opposition to anybody, you just do it. Okay? And whenever those voices come up, send them back to sender, and the senders of the senders, the senders of the senders with consciousness attached, so they can do whatever they want to do with it. So, and if I didn't have those voices now, whatever, what could I choose? What is my reality? If I had my reality, what would I choose?
Oh, it's changed so much. Thank you. It's not about, it's nothing attached to the meaning of selling 1,000 or 1,000. It's just, oh shit, again, a goal is gone. I have again.
Yeah, so what if you're really set to work in the sense that you really, okay, do that list. What's fun for you? What's really fun for you? And then, okay, what can make me money? And just have fun with it. And just go create. And you can start something and then realize, okay, maybe this is not the direction I want to go in. Okay, I change direction. What if you could really have the playfulness you truly are? And how cool is it that you don't have like pressing financial requirements sitting in your neck? What a great creation. How cool is that?
Yeah. Oh, my husband will be rich, and so I can spend my time.
So this is really, yeah, where this question comes in. So what is your target? What is your target? Okay.
No, just making fun. It's also a possibility. Maybe I don't have to work anymore because
there are endless possibilities. Absolutely. So,
yeah, but thank you for this, because it made me really free. Thank you.
Cool. Thank you. Well, it's getting better. So I would like to, because we're coming to the full hour, I'd like to finish off with the last, with what Melanie already said. No, Peggy, sorry. What? The favorite quote. I'm like, what?
All of us, it's everyone's.
All of us, I think so, exactly. So I just want to read this out in the end. Okay. Yeah, and I think this is very fitting too. Sometimes people keep themselves from going for their targets because they are afraid of failing. What's failure anyway? Go ahead, try to define it. Just like success. What's success to you? What's failure to you? Do you actually ever fail? Or is it that you generate something that doesn't turn out the way you envisioned it? How does that amount to failure? Targets are forever moving. They are always changing. Everywhere you haven't been willing to function from the place of imagine what you could do if you knew you couldn't fail. Will you destroy and uncreate it times a gazillion? Right and wrong, good and bad, pot and pock, all nine shorts, boys and beyonds. So yeah, this would be really be the closing words. Imagine what you could do if you knew you couldn't fail. And how much fun could that be? So that's it.
Thank you, Karina. And next week is be willing to change. So it's a lovely build up onto the next chapter.
Cool.
Thank you for joining us tonight, everybody. And thank you, Karina. You did an incredible job. Take care, everyone. And we'll see you next week for chapter, I have to check, it's chapter 10.
Exactly.
Wow. Thanks, everyone. Have a good morning, good evening.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Bye, guys.
Bye.
See you again. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.